Did you know that nearly every death after 75 can be traced back to just a handful of specific causes? We've all heard someone say, "Well, she lived a long life," when an elderly loved one passes away, as if reaching your 70s means death becomes inevitable and natural. But here's the shocking reality. Most of these deaths aren't just old age catching up. They're caused by specific risks we could have prevented if we'd known what to look for. Think about it. By the time your doctor says, "I'm concerned about these test results," you might already be fighting an uphill battle with limited options. The good news? This doesn't have to be your story. Understanding these hidden dangers now, even if you're decades away from 75, could be the difference between saying goodbye to loved ones at 78 or celebrating your 95th birthday surrounded by family. These aren't just extra years. They're potentially decades of meaningful life you deserve to enjoy. In this video, we're going to uncover the 7 main reasons people over 75 pass away. These are the primary culprits behind most fatalities in this age group. Some might feel familiar, while others could surprise you. Either way, knowing them is the first vital step toward lessening their hold on your future. These aren't just statistics or cold facts. They're about real lives, real families, and choices that can mean the difference between a life weighed down by sickness or one brimming with energy and joy. Stay with me until the end, because these 5 conditions aren't carved in stone. With small, steady changes, many have not only lowered their risks, but kept their independence and zest for life far longer than they ever thought possible. The actions you take today could shape how active, self-reliant, and healthy you stay in the years ahead. Let's start with the first one, heart disease. It's still the leading cause of death for those over 75, yet so many don't realize how much power they have over it. Your heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it flourishes with care, but weakens when neglected. The tricky part? Its warning signs often stay quiet until it's almost too late. Many brush off feeling tired, short of breath, or slowing down as just a normal part of aging. But those could be signals that your heart is struggling. A big factor in heart disease is high blood pressure. Over time, that extra strain wears on your arteries and forces your heart to work harder than it should. The problem is, high blood pressure rarely shows obvious signs. No aches, no discomfort, until something serious, like a stroke or heart attack, strikes. That's why so many older adults end up in emergency rooms, shocked, unaware their health had been quietly declining. Another culprit is an unhealthy diet. Years of eating processed foods, too much salt, or unhealthy fats slowly harm the body, clogging arteries and limiting blood flow. But it's not only about avoiding the bad stuff. Your heart also needs nourishing foods to stay strong. Without the right nutrients, it weakens faster than you'd expect. Then there's lack of movement. Your heart isn't meant to sit idle all day. Without regular activity, circulation slows, muscles weaken, and your heart misses the stimulation it needs to thrive. You don't need to run races. Even simple things like daily walks, gentle stretches, or chair exercises can work wonders for your cardiovascular health. One of the most harmful myths is that heart disease is just inevitable, tied to genetics or aging. But the reality? Your daily habits, what you eat, how you move, how you manage stress, play a huge role in your heart's future. If there's one thing to hold on to, it's this. You have more control over your heart health than you might believe. The choices you make right now could decide whether your heart stays resilient in the years to come. And the best moment to start? Today. Now that we've talked about caring for your heart, Let's move on to something just as critical but often overlooked: falls and injuries. It's not a disease, but a fall can change everything in a heartbeat. One misstep, a moment of dizziness, or a slippery surface can lead to consequences that alter your life. A fall might mean a fractured hip, a head injury, or even a small bruise that spirals into something far worse. What's startling is how unprepared most people are for this danger. Many don't realize how fragile their body can become until they've already taken a tumble. Falls are among the top reasons older adults suffer fatal injuries. Every year, they send millions to emergency rooms, and for too many, that moment marks the start of a lasting decline. A broken hip, for instance, can mean months of being unable to move freely, a loss of independence, and a higher chance of infections or other complications. Though falls happen so often, most don't take them seriously until they or someone they love experiences one. The challenge is that as we age, our balance, strength, and reflexes slowly fade. Because it happens gradually, you might not notice until the day your footing slips, your balance falters, and gravity takes over. What might have been a minor stumble in your younger years can now become a serious, even life-threatening injury. The body just doesn't recover the way it once did. There's another hidden trap. Fear of falling can actually make falls more likely. After a close call or a minor tumble, many start to hesitate. They avoid stairs, skip their walks, or limit their activities, thinking it'll keep them safe. But here's the catch. Less movement weakens your muscles, and weaker muscles increase your risk of falling. It's a vicious cycle that can quietly steal your freedom. The good news? Falls aren't something you have to accept as inevitable. Simple, powerful steps can lower your risk. Strengthening your legs and core, practicing balance exercises, and making small changes at home, like adding better lighting, securing loose rugs, or installing handrails, can make a world of difference between staying independent and facing a life-changing injury. One thing people often miss is how medications can play a role. Many prescriptions cause side effects like dizziness, drowsiness, or changes in blood pressure, all of which can make you unsteady. If you've ever stood up and felt lightheaded, your body might be trying to tell you something. Talking to your doctor about your medications, ensuring they aren't affecting your stability, could truly be a lifesaver. Preventing falls isn't just about watching where you step. It's about staying strong, staying alert, and noticing the small things that can have big consequences. After 75, one fall can shift everything. But the right choices today can keep you moving freely, confidently, and safely for years to come. If you're finding this helpful, drop number 2 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss more tips like these. Your support keeps this community growing and helps us share advice that empowers. Let's move on to the next one. Respiratory diseases. Breathing is something we take for granted until it starts to feel like a struggle. As we get older, our lungs lose some of their strength, and even small breathing problems can turn serious fast. A lingering cough or feeling winded might seem like no big deal, but these can be early signs of something much more concerning. After 75, illnesses affecting the lungs become a leading cause of death. Not because they're unavoidable, but because they're often ignored until they're severe. One major issue is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, which includes conditions like emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Over time, the airways get inflamed and narrow, making every breath harder. Many older adults wave off symptoms like constant coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath, thinking it's just part of getting older. But those are signals your lungs need help. Then there's pneumonia. It might start as a cold or mild chest congestion, But for seniors, it can quickly become life-threatening. As we age, our immune system isn't as strong, so fighting off infections gets tougher. Pneumonia sends countless older adults to the hospital, and for some, the decline happens so fast that full recovery never comes. Air quality matters more than you might think. Years of breathing in pollutants, dust, smoke, or chemicals can silently harm your lungs. Even at home, things like mold, pet dander, or poor ventilation can make breathing harder, especially if you have asthma or COPD. Simple changes like using an air purifier, keeping air flowing, or steering clear of secondhand smoke can do wonders for your lungs. One of the best ways to support them is to keep moving. Activity helps your lungs expand, clears out mucus, and keeps your respiratory system strong. Sitting too much lets lung function slip, raising the risk of infections. Even gentle movement, walking, stretching, or light exercise can help your lungs stay resilient. Don't overlook vaccines either. Many underestimate how crucial it is to stay up to date with shots for the flu, pneumonia, and other respiratory infections. These aren't just about preventing sickness. They protect you from complications that could land you in the hospital or worse. Something as straightforward as getting vaccinated could be what keeps you healthy and strong. Breathing should never feel like a burden, but for too many over 75, it does. Not because it's inevitable, but because steps weren't taken early enough. Your lungs keep you going every moment of every day. Caring for them through movement, clean air, and protection from infections is one of the smartest investments you can make in your health and freedom. Now that we've covered keeping your balance and breathing strong, let's talk about another threat that can strike without much warning: stroke. In just moments, a stroke can change your entire life, and it's one of the top reasons people over 75 pass away. Yet, what's surprising is how much control you have over its risks. A stroke doesn't often give you a second chance. Once it hits, the damage is usually permanent. But here's the encouraging part. Up to 80% of strokes can be prevented. That means your choices today could determine whether you stay independent or face a health crisis that shifts everything. A stroke happens when blood to the brain is suddenly cut off or a blood vessel in the brain bursts. Without oxygen, brain cells die within minutes. Some strokes cause mild issues, like temporary confusion or weakness, while others lead to paralysis, loss of speech, or complete reliance on others. In too many cases, a stroke turns fatal. High blood pressure is a major culprit. Over years, that extra strain weakens arteries, raising the chance they'll clog or rupture. The tricky thing is, high blood pressure rarely shows symptoms, so many people don't know they're at risk until it's too late. Another hidden danger is an irregular heartbeat, like atrial fibrillation. Many older adults have this without realizing. When the heart beats unevenly, blood can pool, forming clots. If a clot reaches the brain, it can cause a stroke in seconds. The good news: a routine checkup can spot this, and treatments can greatly lower your risk. Your lifestyle matters too. Diets heavy in processed foods, salt, or unhealthy fats clog arteries and worsen circulation. Inactivity lets blood stagnate, making things worse. But staying active, eating whole foods like leafy greens, and keeping your blood pressure healthy can powerfully reduce your stroke risk. Simple steps, cutting salt, drinking more water, or adding berries to your meals can have a big impact. One often ignored sign is a mini-stroke or transient ischemic attack. It might bring sudden confusion, blurry vision, or trouble speaking, but the symptoms often vanish quickly. Don't dismiss these. Seeking medical help right away could prevent a major stroke and save you from lifelong challenges. You have the power to lower your risk. Regularly monitoring your blood pressure, eating for your heart, moving your body, and staying alert to early signs can keep you independent and free from a stroke's devastating effects. Acting now gives you the best chance to protect yourself. If you're finding this helpful, type number 4 in the comments to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss more tips like these. Your support keeps this community growing. Let's move to another serious concern: cognitive decline and its consequences. Aging can bring a slow fading of memory, judgment, and independence, and it's one of the toughest realities to face. Cognitive decline doesn't strike suddenly. It creeps in with small changes you might brush off, but over time, those minor memory slips can turn into bigger struggles. Tasks that once felt simple, like managing money, recognizing familiar faces, or making clear choices, can become overwhelming. For many, this isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Conditions like Alzheimer's or other dementias don't only affect the mind, they impact your whole body. As mental sharpness fades, so does the ability to care for yourself. Forgetting medications, eating balanced meals, or noticing when something feels off physically gets harder. Dehydration can happen if you forget to drink water. Some may eat too little or too much, leading to malnutrition or health issues that open the door to more problems. Accidental harm is another real risk. Forgetting to turn off the stove, leaving doors unlocked, or wandering into unsafe areas becomes more common as cognitive abilities slip. Too often, this leads to a heartbreaking loss of independence, where living alone safely just isn't possible anymore. Without proper care, health can decline fast. What's alarming is that many don't notice early signs. Forgetting names, misplacing items often, or struggling to follow conversations might seem like normal aging, but these can be signals your brain is changing. Acting early can slow the decline and help you hold on to your quality of life. How can you protect your brain? It needs exercise just like your body. Keeping your mind active, reading, learning new skills, playing games, or having meaningful chats helps it stay sharp. Physical activity is just as crucial. Moving your body boosts blood flow to the brain, preserving memory and thinking. Staying connected with others is a powerful tool too. Loneliness can speed up mental decline, but regular talks with friends, joining a group, or staying close with family keeps your mind engaged. Your diet matters immensely. Foods rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, and vitamins, like nuts, berries, and leafy greens, protect your brain. Too much sugar or processed foods can cause inflammation and raise dementia risk. A healthy mind comes from a healthy life. Your choices, how you eat, move, and connect, shape how well your brain works tomorrow. Now, let's talk about another major concern: complications from diabetes. Diabetes is common among older adults, and when it's not managed, it can lead to serious, even fatal problems. It's not just about high blood sugar. Over time, diabetes can damage blood vessels, nerves, and organs, raising the risk of heart attacks, kidney failure, or infections that spiral out of control. Many don't realize how serious it can become until complications arise. For example, a small cut or sore, especially on the feet, can turn into a severe infection if blood flow is poor or healing is slow. These infections can lead to amputations or worse if not caught early. The challenge is that diabetes often feels silent, especially in the early stages. You might feel a bit tired or thirsty, but it's easy to shrug off as aging. That's why regular checkups are vital. Simple blood tests can catch it early. Lifestyle plays a huge role too. Diets high in sugary foods, refined carbs, or unhealthy fats can worsen blood sugar control. Inactivity makes it harder for your body to use insulin effectively, but small changes can make a big difference. Eating more whole foods like vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins helps stabilize blood sugar. Moving your body, even with daily walks or light exercise, improves insulin sensitivity. Monitoring your blood sugar and working with your doctor to adjust medications or habits can prevent complications. A friend of mine, age 68, turned her health around by swapping sugary snacks for fruit and walking 20 minutes a day. She feels stronger than she has in years. Diabetes doesn't have to control your future. With awareness and steady habits, you can manage it and stay vibrant. Let's move to one final cause that claims too many lives after 75. Cancer. It's a word no one wants to hear, but understanding its risks can empower you to take action. Cancer isn't just one disease, it's many, affecting different parts of the body, like the lungs, breast, prostate, or colon. While some cancers are harder to prevent, many are influenced by lifestyle choices you can control. For example, years of smoking or exposure to secondhand smoke greatly raise the risk of lung cancer. But quitting at any age, even now, can lower that risk over time. Poor diet, heavy alcohol use, or lack of movement can also increase the chances of certain cancers, like colon or liver cancer. Early detection is your greatest ally. Many cancers, like breast or colon cancer, can be caught early with regular screenings, such as mammograms or colonoscopies. Catching it early often means simpler treatments and better outcomes. But too many skip these checkups, thinking they feel fine or that screenings aren't worth the hassle. A neighbor of mine, age 70, was hesitant about her colonoscopy but went after some encouragement. They found a small growth, removed it early, and she's now cancer-free, living with peace of mind. Don't ignore symptoms either. Unexplained weight loss, persistent pain, or changes in bowel habits should prompt a doctor's visit. These could be nothing, but checking them out could save your life. Your lifestyle can protect you too. Eating plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains provides antioxidants that help fight cell damage. Staying active keeps your body strong and supports your immune system. Avoiding excessive sun exposure and using sunscreen lowers skin cancer risk. Vaccines, like the one for hepatitis B, can reduce liver cancer risk. Small steps, like adding a colorful salad to your meals or taking a daily walk, build a foundation for better health. Cancer isn't entirely preventable, but you can tip the odds in your favor with awareness and proactive choices. Taking care of your body now means more time to enjoy the things you love. As we wrap up, let's pause to think about what we've discussed. Heart disease, falls, lung illnesses, stroke, cognitive decline, diabetes complications, and cancer. These 7 conditions drive most deaths after age 75. But here's what matters most. They're not inevitable. Too many people don't realize how much power they have over their health until it's too late. The truth is, small, consistent habits, starting today, can lead to years of strength, clarity, and independence. Ignoring these risks doesn't keep them at bay. Knowing the signs and taking steps to prevent them does. Instead of dwelling on what you can't do, focus on what you can do to live longer and happier. Think about your life right now. Are there small changes you could make? Maybe it's eating more fresh vegetables, moving your body a little each day, scheduling that overdue checkup, or spending more time with people you care about. You don't need to transform everything overnight. Just one small step in the right direction sets you on the path to better health. At this stage, your well-being is your greatest gift. The more you nurture it, the more joy, freedom, and time you'll have. Protecting your health today lets you keep making memories, staying independent, and living without the weight of preventable illness. Every day is a new chance to choose yourself, and those choices will shape your energy and happiness for years to come. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment sharing one thing you learned and how you plan to use it. Your thoughts and stories inspire us all and help this community grow. If this video was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support allows us to keep bringing you content that can truly make a difference. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.